Oh, I gotta fix that.
Y-
I looked for
Yeah?
that setting.
Which one?
The setting that handles the transition from our intro video straight to our first frame, our first scene. And it's an old scene that I don't use anymore. So it
Oh,
transitions down to this old scene that I have down in an archive area of our streaming software. And you can see my screen, right?
hmm.
So let's see, can I move this down? I'll show you where it takes me to. So here's how I have everything organized. Sorry, audience, you can't see, but all the stream stuff's here at top, and then I have our avatars, and then I have our media, and then I get into overlays, and it keeps going down into this old area, and it goes
Ah,
somewhere down here. I think the center one or something, one of the slideshow ones. So,
I see.
but I can't figure out where that setting is. I've looked probably for like
Hidden.
3 months. I'm not lying.
It's just
Yeah,
there forever.
it might just be there forever. So if somebody happens to tune in that's familiar with OBS, I'd appreciate to know where that transition setting is that I set oh so long ago. It's almost like I gotta kill the stream intro one and create a new one.
Yeah. We still have to fix that anyway. So it might be happening one way or another anyway. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Darcy.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Craig,
It just feels
Patricia.
weird if we don't do it, then I feel like something's off.
You didn't knock 3 times and spin around a
Yeah,
couple times.
exactly. Lately, I've been having a hard time with that. Like if things aren't the same, I'm having a little bit of a hard time. But
Yeah,
I think
routines are
everybody
good.
goes through that. Yeah.
Routines are very important,
Yep.
and
Yep.
that's
Yep.
what's interesting about our job. Not so much you, because you're still in a little more of a stable life, but the
Yeah.
old partner life, right?
Yep.
It's a little chaotic and unstable, and so that routine doesn't really happen. But then do you just develop routine within the chaos?
Yes. Yeah, it
I
is a
I
little
say,
stressful. Yeah, now that you mention it, maybe that's why. Because yeah, this week I had like 3 days this week where when I got done, I had headaches and my mouth felt like maybe I'd been like clenching my teeth all day. Oh, it was rough. But
sorry, it was just what you just described. I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Clenching,
that's
I was
pretty
like, the
standard.
clenching your teeth, that's a subtle thing.
Yeah,
That's a
where it's
mixture of
not
the
like
coffee,
super
probably.
painful, but you're like, my mouth feels funny.
But yeah, the intense always your brain just constantly working is an
Yep.
interesting thing. Yeah, I notice that sometimes it's like, wow, I must have been clenching my teeth for a while. Mine, I
Yep.
just attribute to the insane amount of coffee I drink. So
You're like, "Zzz."
yeah, it really is
You
like
couldn't tell that I was clenching my teeth when I did that. I did like the full character, just so you know. Oh yeah,
I
like
can do
that.
it.
Yep.
Can you show teeth? No, you and your.
I just have some top teeth.
Yeah, yeah. We've looked into getting our new avatars. That probably will be rolling out here in the next few months if we ever can get to those
Yeah.
Facebook
Eventually,
ones.
we'll eventually do it. We've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, I like our. There's something homey about our avatars.
Yep.
I find
Well,
I.
they're so
I,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm connected to the bear.
Yeah. Yeah, still to this day, I still picture you as your picture when we first started working together because it's what I looked at every day for 8 hours a day. Jeff never turned his camera on. Well, I didn't either, but so I just saw this picture of him and he had the shirt with the Rubik's cube on it. And like when I picture you, it's always with that shirt on.
I still have that shirt.
As you should.
I like that shirt. It's a good shirt.
Yep.
Oh, now I just remembered the website. Huh. Somebody asked me about where I got a shirt or something, and I couldn't remember. And I said it's an old website that GameStop bought and then ruined, and I couldn't remember the name. And it's called Think Geek. I love that.
Oh,
I loved that site.
yeah.
I think it still
They got
exists, but GameStop owns it now, and they just sell their Funko Pops on it.
Oh.
Yeah, they used to have like the best shirts and cool little geeky stuff, like toys and things. I was just thinking I'm an adult and I'm like, they had toys on that website. It was so cool. And they were
Yeah,
literal
and
toys too.
like
Well,
like
adult
those.
toys, but
Oh,
like thinker toys, like where you had like,
huh,
we'll just say like Rubik Cube esque or the
gotcha.
shuffle balls.
Game.
Like I mean, they had what were they? There was a Technomancer staff that I was hoping they were going to come out with, which was just a light up like. If you do you ever remember going to did you ever go to the Ice Capades way back when?
Nope. I saw it. I saw it on TV.
Have you ever seen? Because that was the easiest way to describe the toy. They had a toy that they would sell there that was like a light wand, but it had like the little strands of fiber optic kind of plastic that would come out and it would light up in rainbow colors.
Nope.
No. Okay. Never mind. And they had
No.
this other one that
We
would
went
have a
to
light
the
in it
county
and
fair
spin.
sometimes.
Yeah, they would have had it, but it wasn't it's not the same
Yeah.
because at Ice Capades they sold two very particular toys. And there were these light up wands, one that had like little strands coming off of it that would light up, and then the other one would be more of a light up globe that would have lights that spin around inside of it because a lot of the show was dark. They would turn off the lights and do their little ice dancing and stuff like that.
Oh,
And so then everybody, and then all the kids would want the toy to be able to light up so that when the lights went out, you would light up, kind of like light and lighters, but at a kid's show type of thing.
nice. Well, that sounds like fun. Craig knows what you're talking about.
Yep, yep. And so they had that. They had the little spinny one on top of a staff. That was the long way to get to that Technomancer staff to try to describe it because it was just like one of those stuck on top. So that's why I called it a toy. It was like a long wooden pole or a plastic pole with. It was a big version of it. We'll just say. It's just kind of funny.
So you can feel, so you can feel like a big kid,
Hmm.
a big Ice Capades kid.
Hmm. I don't know.
Nice.
I've always had toys that work stuff. Like when I used to have to go into the office, we had little toys. We had a toy collection. It was pretty cool. Um, we would try to collect. We would collect cool uh, company merch that was toyish. So when you go to like
Nice.
trade shows and stuff, and they hand out
Uh-huh.
all their little gimmicky things with their logo on it or their name on it. Yeah, we would go to those once in a while. Well, you'd mostly because when we worked at the place, my friend Rick and I, we would they sold tobacco products, and so and gas station stuff, and so the trade shows would have all kinds of things there, and we'd have to host a booth or something. But when we get to walk around, they had all those things to collect, and we'd bring them back and we'd put them on our shelf. We'd decide if they get made it on the shelf because we were only allowed at work this little itty bitty shelf, and because it was in the corner, and we got to take it over. No, I take that back. We had a filing cabinet that was pretty big for a while, and then they downsized us, and so. But yeah, we had a bunch of toys. We had like I think we had. Betty still has them. He worked there for. I hope he didn't leave them. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about my
That's
old
hilarious.
toys I haven't seen, but there was like cars. There was stuff with Nav logos on it. We had
Yeah.
some like I think there was like a truck. We had like
Hmm.
like a little toy truck. Oh man, I don't remember. It's been so long since. But there was like two or three items that had Navision and maybe even a Tane, like their name before Navision. Um, and so
Whoa.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're talking about work stuff now. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, everybody.
Let's get
No.
into it.
Okay.
Uh, all
I
right.
don't think I have any toys. I like cups. So I like having cups with toy things on it. Like my coffee cup today is a Batman cup. I have a Wonder Woman one. I like stuff like that.
Oh, I love that stuff too. Oh, I gotta hold on. I clear something. All right, there we go. Um, yeah, coffee cups are cool.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't like toys.
What's on your
I
desk
feel
right
like
now that's toyish?
mm, I have two desks, so I'm looking. Uh yeah, I have a Incredible Hulk mug. That's it. And I have a fake plant
An Incredible Hulk what?
coffee mug.
Okay, yeah.
It's an odd shape, so it's not good for using. So, but yeah, no, I don't have any toys. There is a tennis ball on my other desk that I used to get a knot out of my back one day. I just left it there just in case. It doesn't count though, I don't think.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah.
You think toys are more of a guy's thing?
No, I think I I don't know. I loved them when I was a kid. I loved toys, but I don't like them now. I don't have anything against them. I don't know. I just feel like things can get real cluttery and then it makes it rough. That makes it hard for me. It doesn't give me joy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It causes me like a little bit of anxiety. Like the more things pile up, the more things that I have, then I start feeling like there's too many things um and if they don't have anywhere to go, like a drawer or something like that, then I start feeling a little anxious about my space. So
Well, now you're
I'm like,
making me feel anxious about my space.
why?
Because you
You
said you were
shouldn't.
feeling anxious about your space, and I'm looking around at my messy desk.
And you're
Now I'm
like, oh
feeling
no.
anxious. I'm like, I got too many items that don't serve purposes here. Oh no.
No, enjoy it. Have fun.
No. Sorry, Rocket. Sorry, Star Lord. You gotta go.
Oh,
I
don't
got
do
Rocket
that.
and Star Lord bobbleheads on my desk. I got.
See, I wish I was more fun like that. Like, I'm totally like white socks or black socks. I don't have like fun socks. And if I do get them, I don't like them. I can't do it. It's just too much. Like, I never get to do anything fun.
I have a Ninja Turtle pen and pencil holder.
That's awesome.
I have some swords, little mini swords, for when you need to have a sword fight. They're a Zelda.
When
They're Zelda.
when you
It's a
need to.
Zelda stand thing. It's just a cool little decoration. I have a dragon, a light up dragon on my desk. I have a cool puzzle box.
That's a lot of stuff. That's nice
It's
though.
all together. It's all in like one spot too. They're just little. They're
Hmm.
little baby things. They're tiny, not tiny, tiny, but yeah, they're up underneath my monitors. So I don't have since I have a triple monitor stand. I don't have any real estate for extra monitors. It's just all in one stand. So I do have a lot of real estate on my desk.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
she
doesn't
did
sound
break me.
fun. I
It
didn't
just
mean to.
now like I
It
said,
wasn't an
Rocket. I'm
attack. It
sorry,
wasn't
Rocket. You gotta
personal.
go.
It wasn't personal.
Yep. And the Ninja Turtles, I'll just lay pencils on my desk now. I guess I don't know. We'll have a nice, cool little
Yeah,
holder.
I actually do. My pencils are in different coffee mugs. I got one that's a cat. Well, the handle's a cat. And then I have another one that says good morning.
I'll
And those
send
are
you a
my pen
picture of
cups.
my desk.
Do it.
All right. First up, what do we
But
got?
yep.
Trying to get our brains working. Oh, maybe running will help.
Yes.
What do you
I
think?
ran yesterday. Let's see what it did to my brain. Well, what are the potentials?
Oh wait, I need to switch over. You guys don't have to read the article.
Yeah, we'll do that.
There we go. We'll do that for you. So, brain tissue may be fuel for marathon runners. Wow. So the more you run, the dumber you get. I made that
Great.
joke to
I don't
her.
have too much further to go. I'm just
You don't
kidding.
have too much further to go. Uh oh. You better stop running to save that last brain cell.
No, I can't. It's all or nothing.
That's why I don't run. I don't want to lose any knowledge. I don't want to. I don't want to forget more than I already forget.
It's like Craig says, the minimalist and the hoarder. You're hoarding your brain cells, and I'm trying to get rid of them. I'm like, I've got enough.
That's no good.
It's getting too cluttered up there.
Marathon runners appear to rely on myelin, the fatty tissue bundled around nerve fibers, for energy during a race. Actually, sounds good. Scientists report October 10 in a paper posted at bioriv.org on the day or two following a marathon. This tissue seems to dwindle drastically. Brain scans of runners reveal 2 weeks after the race the brain fat bounces back to nearly pre-race levels. Nearly, not quite. So it takes 2
Interesting.
weeks to regenerate this. The findings suggest that athletes burn so much more energy running that they need to tap into a new fuel supply to keep the brain operating smoothly. Hmm.
I don't run marathons, so I don't get this. I probably don't get the thin brain thing yet. One day. Now I have another reason to go for it.
It is quite plausible that myelin lipids are used as a fuel in extended exercise. Huh.
That's awesome. That's. Do you want to start training for a marathon with me?
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't necessarily
No.
want to run a marathon. I feel like that. I would do a half marathon.
No.
How
No.
far is a half marathon? 13 miles?
At this point in my life, no. Maybe in the future, yes, but not currently.
I think it's going to get harder.
Well, that's the point, right? Isn't that kind of the point? Like, as
What?
it gets harder, you should do more. That's. I mean, yeah, you should start earlier too,
Yeah.
but it would take me a while to build up the knee power for that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just mean like it would be hard. Your joints will be worse off
Yeah,
the
but I'm gonna
farther.
save them for later.
Save
I
them
don't
for
want to beat
later.
them up
Okay.
now. We'll do
No,
it
that
later
makes sense.
when I need to run. Right now, I'm starting with baby steps. I got a little under my desk treadmill. Now I
That's what Craig just says. VR
VR
marathon.
marathon on the treadmill.
That I when I get my treadmill, maybe we should do that. See who can get like X amount of miles the fastest. Shortest amount of time, like 1 month or 2 months. Because I'm not going to be running on the treadmill and trying to work. I'll fall.
Yeah, we could. I was trying to think that through. Craig's
Yeah.
idea is pretty interesting with the VR marathon.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that has some interesting implications. So here's the brain scans. So the first one is pre-race. The middle one obviously is during or 2 days after the race,
Mm-hmm.
and the third one is shortly thereafter. 2 weeks.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. And
Hmm.
and at no point in this article do they talk about it being a negative. So the fatty tissue seems to be a straightforward material with a straightforward job, but there's likely more to it than that. For the longest time, it was thought that myelin sheaths were assembled inert structures of insulation that do not change much after they're made. Well, you were wrong.
That's not correct.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has anything to do with why you feel so good after you run. I mean, I can
Mm.
only imagine that you do after a marathon, because I've done 10Ks before, but never obviously a marathon. But I wonder if you if that's why, because you're clearing out some cobwebs.
That is extremely interesting. They really This could be interesting that they could go and explore this with a lot of different professions.
Mm-hmm.
Not only just marathon, because they're just talking about endurance athletes or high burst energy, long, high energy output for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
You could make the argument that there are other sports and stuff that maybe are more intense but not quite as long that could also tap into this, because we're already talking about athletes that have minimal
Yep.
fat within their body, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not like this would be for, we'll call it the average American. All right, there's plenty of other fat resources in your body that it
Mm-hmm.
could drain from before it would have to need, in a way, need from the brain. But I'd want to know,
Yep.
I would start researching how and when it uses this. So maybe when the average American does do exercise, does it deplete that first? Because it's um, an easier type of fat to get to, or does it go to other areas first? It'd be really interesting on that angle. And then I'd want to know, what it takes to start depleting that, and when does the body decide to go up there,
Yep.
and then what benefits does it have? Like you said, you feel good after certain amounts of it. Is there, like, do you drain it too low if you do too much and then you don't feel good? Does that I'd want to know a lot more around that. And then I'd like to look at, like, workers, like typical office workers that have high intense, high brain activity type things. And does that drain from there? Like, does your brain feed itself from there first? So that'd all be very interesting research, I think.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I know, like, um, personal experience, like with running, sometimes if I do too much, if I've run too much in the morning, then I'm worse during the day than if I hadn't ran, you know? So it's like I now I can't concentrate. I can't um like I've used up too much. But then if I do like the right amount, it's always that's the fun game, right? When you first start working out, you're like, when do I do it? Um, because yeah, if I feel like when I run sometimes, this time I'm trying to be a little bit better getting back into it and doing not nearly as intense, but because yeah, it totally drains you. It's like you feel great and they're like, okay, now it's just I want to sleep for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd love to learn more about this. This is awesome.
It's really interesting on that. Like a whole area they didn't really realize was happening. They're like, oh yeah, okay, something we thought didn't do anything does something now.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out
Ooh.
on my buttons. So, a topic that I enjoy a lot. This is one that I have been very interested in ever since I've been a little kid, is lucid dreaming. And for those that may not be familiar with lucid dreaming, that would be when a person wakes up inside of their dream, realizes that they're dreaming in their dream. It's kind of a hard thing to do. So the experience of knowing you're in a dream while still asleep is called lucid dreaming. Yeah, that's pretty concise. Most
Yep.
people rarely, if even, if ever, I had my mouse over the R, it looked like an N. And so I was like, if even. Most people rarely, if ever, lucid dream. But many enthusiasts have practiced techniques to become self aware in their sleep. Some can even control aspects of their dream selves and settings. I 1,000,000% attest to that. It can happen, it's very possible. It's really, it it is not easy to do at all, and not easy at all to maintain. So it's not an experience you get to do for more than what seems like just mere seconds sometimes. Sometimes you can go longer, minutes, maybe half hour, I would say, what feels like in your dream world. But the hardest part is really once you realize you're dreaming in your dream, you almost wake up most of the time. And so that's the techniques to help stay in your dream and stuff like that. Yeah, see, it happens, then you wake up. That I would say out of my lucid dreaming experiences, that's 80% of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like as soon as you wake, and then you struggle to stay in it. You're like, no, 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 and then it's over. And then you're just like, dang it.
Darn it. Yep. Yeah, I haven't been able to do it in a long time. Years, years and years. There was a time where I felt like it was happening a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
And
I
then
agree with you. That's interesting. I had that same experience too, where it seemed like it was happening multiple times a week, maybe.
mhm.
Always that effect of instant wake up, though. That's the majority of what I was talking. How about for you during the more?
I would stay asleep often.
Okay.
Um, there was a while where I was having really vivid dreams,
Mm-hmm.
and um I was having really vivid scary dreams. So then I started working on having more lucid dreams so that I could not be scared, and and that helped a lot. But then once my dreams stopped being scary, um then I stopped doing it, and now I don't. It's weird.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
Yeah, it's really weird because, growing up and stuff, I always heard, they say it on TV and stuff all the time. Like if when a kid's having a bad dream, they're like, just turn around and fight it, and then that's it. And I never believed it, and so I never fought my monsters, and then one time I did, and I've never had the bad dreams again. I mean, I still have bad dreams, but they're not scary like they were before. They don't take up my whole night. So, yeah, when I stopped having nightmares all the time, then I didn't need to make myself realize I was awake. And so I just I now I sleep, and now I just have dreams where I need to do math or something.
Yeah, that
I'm
I was gonna say
trying to do long division.
my dreams outsmarted me.
Yep, they're
Like my
like,
nightmares have
uh,
evolved, as I told you yesterday.
yeah, I know.
It's just stress related things. It's like there's nothing to fight. It's like you're fighting the dream itself, and you're like, no, just this is not fun. Let's not do this one. Like, yeah.
Those are
There's nothing chasing me. There's no big scary. Because I guess maybe as you become an adult, you realize that the monsters are life.
Yeah, you're like, all right, I'm not.
Yeah,
That's okay.
instead of like a big image or a scary image or something.
Yep. They're like, there's worse things
Yeah, there
sometimes.
is worse things. So, this lucid dreaming article is talking about maybe lucid dreamers can solve mysteries. Oh, never mind. I I totally thought this was a different thing than what they're really saying. I didn't. Of course, we don't read the articles, or we do
No.
lightly. This one's about lucid dreamers could solve mysteries about our sleeping minds.
Oh,
I read it about solving mysteries while sleeping.
like osmosis.
Yes.
They're they're like,
This
we're
is
gonna give you
not.
this mystery.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right
Well, you
now,
just think about it and you
math is
kind
a
of.
mystery in my sleep.
What'd you say?
I said math is a mystery
Math
when I'm
is.
sleeping, and I can't figure that out at all.
Hmm.
That's hilarious.
So, let's see. This talks about this person's experience of discovering lucid dreaming. They just realized things were off in their dream, and then they basically started looking into it, got better at molding their lucid dreams. That since the first whirlwind experience, yeah, I'd say I don't know. it's easier to mold it nowadays, but I don't know. I don't have any desire to mold it into anything most of the time. It's usually, I would say if I have them currently for like the last 10 years, it's really just tweaking the dream that's already there.
Hmm.
And so it wouldn't, I don't know. As Darcy knows, I have vivid dreams pretty much regularly.
Yeah.
Very intense, vivid dreams that are quite weird. And that's why my
And I know
personal.
because he
Go
tells me, not because I'm there.
yeah, not because she's there, because I tell her
He's
about
like,
them.
well,
Yeah, no,
the
there's
dream.
nobody, almost nobody in my actual life is ever in them. It's like, that's why I'm a subscriber of dreams are like parallel glimpses into your other parallel selves, if you go with the multiverse, dimensional type things. Um,
Interesting.
they're portals just into your other version that you could be living at that exact moment. And it might be, this is the personal theory that I've kind of could go with. And I do also believe that they're just nothing. So that's where the conflict is. But that they're a glimpse. So then what you would experience in your timeline is kind of like the deja vu, or where you feel like you've lived it, or you think something happened that didn't happen. That's what I would say when somebody would come into your timeline through dreams. That's how I explain it to myself. Is like that's when you have those little blips in your own life. That's somebody coming into yours. That's that slight crossover. But there's so many different ones. Then who knows if yours actually would get hit? But yeah, the dreams are interesting because I don't have dreams that they're manifestations off of current life very much. Those are very few and far between. How about you, Darcy? Are yours mostly, if you dream and you remember them, what is the topic? Is it something related to your actual real world life, like when you're awake, or is it a totally different storyline?
Um, Usually, honestly, they're like I said, it really is math or some sort of logic problem that I have to figure out. So I feel like it's work related, like
Mm-hmm.
trying to, work through whatever logic issue I was having at work, trying to understand stuff. And then, like in my dream, I'm just reliving that, but in a stressful way because at work you can write it out, you got the whiteboard or whatever. And in my dream, I just can't. So
So
I
yours are
think,
real life then.
yeah, I feel like they're more related. Um, I mean, I have other dreams, but yeah, I feel like my dreams are mostly related to whatever I'm going through, whatever stress I'm having, if I do remember them, which I do. I remember a lot of my dreams. Um, but yeah, so I don't know, but I have been pretty stressed out lately, so which is like my normal state.
How about you, Craig or Patricia? What are your topics of your dreams? Dream research typically relies on asking people about their dreams after they wake up, but people often wake with only spotty, distorted memories about their dreams. They can't customize their dreams for scientific studies. Sorry, it's just kind of funny. It's like, can you put this on computer in your dream?
Yep,
Can you do
yep.
this like weird thing? No, no.
Craig dreams that he's firing people. Is that a good dream or
That's exactly. He's like, you're fired. He dreams he's Donald Trump. You're
I
fired.
was gonna say that too.
We do need a sound effect of that. That
What,
would be
you're
kind.
fired?
Yeah, his little. That's the feeling. Yeah.
Oh wait, here we go.
That is the exact opposite attitude you should have.
The evil laugh?
That's Craig's attitude, I guess. Yeah.
Oh.
No, when you're firing people, you shouldn't have that. But sleep apnea could mess up dreaming. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that would make it hard. You can even get closer. A special thing about lucid dreaming is that you can get even closer to dream content, and there is much more controlled. Um, yeah, yeah. Same here. They stay vivid. Um, you can control them in a systematic fashion. So you can't do too much. It's really tricky. It's interesting. My favorite thing to do, I've stated it, I believe, before on this show or a version of our show. Um, I like to fly and jump off things. Like that falling feeling and flying is by far my favorite thing to do in the dream world. That's what I usually try to do, but it's been a long time since I got to fly.
Hmm.
Long time. That's at least 5 years. Some lucid dreamers can do tasks and send signals to researchers in the waking world while they're still asleep. In
Oh,
this way, they become sort of astronauts, radio and ground control as they're completing missions. Instead of exploring outer space, these dreamers are exploring the inner space of their slumbering minds. Yeah,
that's cool.
that would be cool. I could see that happening. Yep.
Interesting. I like that.
No, so with more lucid dreamers, scientists hope to probe how sleeping brains build their elaborate, often bizarre plots and settings. Lucid dreams might even offer clues about how dreams contribute to creativity, processing emotions, or other mental tasks. Tales of lucid dreams date back to ancient times, but these self aware dreams still seem rare. Only about half of people say they've ever had a lucid dream. A mere 1 in 100 or so say they lucid dream multiple times a week. People have used a range of techniques to boost their odds of lucid dreaming. One method is to tell yourself over and over before bed that you'll have a lucid dream. Another is to ask yourself if you're awake several times a day. I was like, I do that all the time.
Wait,
Am I
is this
really
real?
here? Is this real? Is this reality?
I'm kind of feeling like that this morning. That's hilarious. A couple times I'm like, is this a dream? No, I'm pretty sure I'm mostly awake.
The idea is to get into a routine of checking whether you're awake. That way, if you do it out of habit in a dream, you might realize you're asleep. But those practices don't guarantee a lucid dream. Nah, they don't. I've tried them. It's too much thinking. It is a lot of
Yeah.
maintenance, but maybe that's helps to make them last longer. Maybe. I mean, the thing that people, humans, I find often forget to do anything well. You got to practice. Really, there's some people that are just good at stuff, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
innately great at things and have to do less practice to be at a higher level. But the thing is, usually they practice a lot also to become great.
Yeah.
Regular people can do a lot of things if you practice. And so again, it would go back to there's probably a lot and there's a lot of information on lucid dreaming about techniques and things. I would not buy anything. I would not buy any of the masks. I think one of my friends bought a mask one time, and he said that it maybe helped, but not very much. I would say just doing some of the more trying to use, I guess, convince yourself that to remember, like to convince yourself that you're awake and sleeping at the right times. So you have to repeat words and kind of have um, stuff leading up to your sleep going on. Um,
I
that
wonder,
those techniques seem to be the most popular.
I feel like um all these things just sound like they're when you were having lucid dreams, were you also having other sleep issues? Like I feel like the more we're talking about this, the more I'm thinking like when it happened the most is when I wasn't getting good sleep for a long period of time. Like there was a while where I had insomnia. And so when I did sleep, I found that because I was awake all the time. And so if you're constantly asking yourself if you're awake, then you're constantly like n- not all the way asleep. And I feel like the more you, if you're trying to lucid dream, then you're probably not going to wake up feeling very rested. What do you think?
No, I don't.
You didn't have that experience?
No, I have not. In general, I have not had sleep issues in my
Mm.
life. I can fall asleep anywhere, anytime, day, night, and I can sleep for X amount of time, whatever time I need to sleep. So, for instance, when we go on car trips, if it was a 12-hour drive, I'd be asleep for 12 hours. If it was a
That's funny.
20-hour drive, I'd be asleep for 20 hours. I'd wake up, go to the bathroom, go back to sleep.
So
Um,
you're an awesome road trip buddy.
yeah,
I'm
oh, I'm
like, oh, I guess
horrible.
not.
Yeah, if you want to talk to me, no, not good. Craig can attest to that. But then
That's
also,
hilarious.
like daytime, nighttime, I can sleep. Like right now, if I felt like I just woke up and I got pretty good sleep last night, and if I went to go to bed, I could probably fall back asleep. So, and I mean, my problem typically is my body gets tired of laying in bed
Yeah.
before I get tired of sleeping. So I don't, and right now I haven't been getting lots of hours of sleep, 6 hours maybe. And so that, my lack of sleep would probably have the opposite effect for dreaming for me.
Yeah.
But my dreams all the time are draining. Like, not whether they're lucid or not, the amount of effort that I put out during the dream, I often wake up feeling like I didn't sleep at all. And
I feel
so,
the same way. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
dreaming
like,
takes a lot out of you, it seems. For me,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, whenever I dream a heavy dream, a very vivid dream that's intense, that had multiple acts to it,
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty tired in the morning. So, but yeah, overall, my lucid dreaming, I would say mine seemed to be, it seemed to be better when I was getting better sleep. So it was kind of the opposite of yours.
Mm,
And I
interesting.
was more interested in performing it. Now I'm just like, I just need rest. I don't want to lucid dream. You know, I just want to go to sleep.
I just need some of that good old sleep.
Yeah, because my sleep is usually a math game. It's like, all right, if I go to sleep now, I can get this X amount of time in instead of I'm just gonna go to bed and wake up when I get to wake up.
That's how I live my life. Like, I gotta go to bed early because I know I'm gonna get up early. And I like my 8 hours. I do need a break or some coffee.
Oh, let's before we switch.
Okay. You got a
Let's
little bit
finish
more?
this. Well, yeah, these brain scans.
Yeah.
Um, so this brain scan is. I wanted to see if it had the 4 parts. The first two sections, 0 through 10, is I'm lucid, and then what is -6? What is what is 8 - 6? And what is 8 - 6? So this is them communicating back and forth. Um,
Crazy. What? Can you repeat that again? I'm
so
confused.
if you look at the first scan, this is a
Oh,
person in their head saying, I am lucid, back to the researchers.
the
Then
first
they
square?
did it again. The first little
Mm-hmm.
square, the little oval square circled.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the two patterns, they're almost identical, right?
Yep.
And then the next one is 8 - 6, and then again 8 - 6. Within their dream, this is how they're communicating back. And if you look at the brain scans, they're almost identical. So, in theory, you can radio back. Like if AI, because I mean, it would be so much faster having AI pick these up, but if you knew the patterns and you fed it into a machine, you could kind of get an output. It's kind of like think of the dog collars that they put on dogs in movies that make them
Mm-hmm.
talk. where
Hmm.
you're deciphering
The
their thing and translating it into words. So that's
hmm
basically what they're doing. They could do here.
That's so cool.
So it's just like they described with astronauts radio them back to um, what is it, Mission Control.
Yep.
I couldn't think of the place. I was like, I was gonna say NASA, but more generic term.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was it. Just a little bit
That's
more.
so cool. I like all these pictures too with this article. I do have to say it's like very dream worldy.
Yeah, I don't dream about space too much. Mine's all terrestrial. So,
Yeah, I think mine are too.
all right. Next up, we have some. Whoops,
Kiddos.
baby talking. So we'll take our
Yep. A quick.
longer or short.
This is good. I think this is plenty. All right. See you in a few.
back to everyone.
We're back. Better than ever.
So now, for some reason, I thought we had 5 articles, and I'm only seeing 4 here.
We do.
Did I
You don't
miss
have
a?
the rat one on there. I was noticing that
Where's my last
when
button at? Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Trying to think of. Okay, now everybody's gonna have to see my overlay. Here we go. Let's slide this up. I guess I won't see anything besides just
nope.
the overlay. And then we'll go here. We'll go here. We'll go here. Well, oh, look at this. It's slowly coming back. Oh, there we go. Our final article.
Perfect. Much better.
I was like, I thought we still had 5 to go. Or 3 to go. 5 to go. Oh,
5 to go. 2 down, 5 to go.
All right. Talking babies.
Oh.
Did you know babies can talk?
I read about it in a book.
I've never seen these talking babies. It's just jibber jabber. Where do we give? At what level do we consider it talking? Because can dogs talk? Can cats talk? Can other animals talk? Do we say yeah? And what is our definition of talking?
I don't know.
I was trying to take a sip, and I was hoping that you would have a little more than I don't know.
Well, you asked me too many questions, and they were.
Yeah, I was lining them all
ready.
up so I could drink my coffee and just listen
Answer
to you
all
for a
these
minute.
questions. Go. I don't know. I mean, like the birds can say things. There's birds that can say things, and they seem to understand what they're talking about. And then they've had the apes that do the sign language, and they seem to know what they're talking about. And and then they've got those people have dogs where they've taught them to like step on little sounds.
I just saw that yesterday. Like something like somebody was trying to sell me something. Did you just look at that yesterday and then they linked us and put it on my ads?
I haven't seen an ad for it. That would be weird.
Have you been watching anything? Have you been talking about that in the last couple of days?
No.
Okay. I just figured the spies heard.
Maybe because it might have something more to do with the talking babies, talking to animals, and playing with rats. Articles that we've.
All right, Miss Obvious.
Yeah. Well, I'm just reading.
Being obvious.
I'm just reading.
Pointing
out
out
loud.
the obvious.
But yeah, I think animals can understand and communicate.
Okay, so.
And so kids should be able to too.
I do remember having Adam talk. I love you. That's what he would do. And so his little screechiness we'd translate into I love you. What other things? I don't know what other things he said. I just remember that. And we'd make that poor dog do it all the time. I just remember like in my head thinking back to when we were kids is like every day. It was like every day you'd come over to Craig's house and you'd make the dog say I love you.
That's really cute though.
It kind of is, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe.
They love just all kinds of attention.
Yeah, I was gonna say attention. Adam was a cool dog. Kind of mean, but I like mean dogs. Like little mean dogs, ones that won't kill you. My cousin had a mean dog that would kill you. So that one, no. I did not like that one. That one was scary. That was very, very scary. So you had to be part of that household, or you were, and grandma. I think she was the only other exception. So like 4 people and the grandma. And other than that, that dog would, it was scary. It was a scary dog. So Adam was a nice dog. Yeah, saying spider made him go nuts. I don't remember that. So what's the difference between talk and communication? Communication would involve nonverbal. So is talking only verbal communication? Guess we got to start at a definition real quick.
Yeah, let's find out more.
I don't think they have much more. They're just going to go into
Oh.
this. I'm trying to define what starts as talking so then we can get into the babies. So, I mean, the babies part is pretty straightforward. They're saying that babies do actually have a language that parents can understand, and it's just a shorthand of ours using thousands of hours of transcribed audio recordings of children and adults interacting. The research team created computational models that let them start to reverse engineer how dogs interpret children. I really was going to say that. How adults interpret what small children are saying. Models based on only actual sounds children produce in their speech did relatively poor job predicting what adults thought children said. The most successful models made their predictions based on large swaths of preceding conversations that provided context to what the children were saying. Yes, it's just like, how do you communicate with somebody that speaks a totally different language anyways?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
the exact same thing. I mean, this to me, I had a feeling this is not going to provide any kind of groundbreaking science, but
Yeah.
you got
Well,
you
yeah, because it's
just
not like babies speak a language.
yeah.
That every
That would be
baby is born
awesome.
with this language input
Baby
added,
language.
and then
Yeah.
like it's
No, they're just trying to replicate what we have. Just like what Craig's dog did. Just what any
mhm.
animal does. If they're around humans long enough, they try to replicate what we're saying. My cat tries to meow. He like talks to me. And so and his hasn't gotten any better. His makes zero sense.
That's
Like
hilarious.
I play along with just carrying a conversation with more or less myself, with him making sounds back at the right times. But as far as interpreting the different meows, it's almost like literally the same sound. You would have to have a computer to be able to distinguish if there is a difference. Like, because to me, and I've tried my best to really like communicate in the way of like, hey, these certain sounds and blah blah blah, and his are different, not never different. It's literally the same meow, just like maybe longer or shorter. Like I even tried with like Morse code to see if like there was some sort of pattern to it. No, no, there's nothing. There's nothing. So
That's hilarious. You're like, we're figuring this out
yeah,
today. No,
no, in general,
nothing.
like over the course of the 5 years I've owned him, like I've tried to communicate with him, like hold things up, and like it's the same. It's literally the same every single time. And so I get that, like the animal recognizes it needs to make a sound at this
Mhm.
moment, but it is not a communication. So otherwise, the communication is like comes and rubs on you and then goes to the food bowl. Like, hey, hey, dum dum,
No, that works.
this is what I
Well,
want. Just
yeah,
look,
our
look
dogs
down.
will they bark when,
Hmm.
if there's something outside, like a lizard or a squirrel. Um, but generally they don't bark at us. They don't do make noises at us, except for Oliver. If he hasn't been pet, he's not a real needy dog, but if he wants to get pet, he makes the most pitiful like cry bark noise, and that's his cue for pets. Um, and it's hilarious, and it's also really annoying because he doesn't want to sit next to you. He's like, "Come over here," and it's like, "Ooh." It seriously is like that. That's pretty accurate. It's so bad, and it's real loud and annoying. But yeah, our dogs don't talk. They're
Yeah, they don't vary their stuff enough. Yes, there are certain ones that they can vary, but not enough to provide what I would call
yeah,
communication.
no.
Yes, here like a couple basic commands. Now, our samples are a domesticated cat and a domesticated dog.
Mhm.
This takes us into our
Oh,
next. So the baby one, it was.
yeah,
It's what's
we
expected. It's
understand.
just yeah. It's to me, it's just practice with your kid, getting used to what they're not saying and building their.
Ooh. Oh. Yeah. Hmm. Hey, Craig says that you're muted. Oh
I
no.
see. I saw the little mute thing on my thing. I must have hit
How
something.
did that
I don't know. Maybe AI got tired of me telling its secrets.
happen? Yeah.
It does seem like the delay is insanely faster these days too.
Yeah. Less of a delay.
Yeah, less of a delay. We have much less because that was pretty quick response. I like his fish
Yep.
mouthing though.
Yeah.
So basically, there's click sounds coming from whales. Hopefully, you missed all that beginning part that was talking about whatever. And then now they're collecting the data and they're introducing AI. And it can sift through vast amounts of data to find patterns. Yep, this is what I would expect.
Hmm.
And you can then open an app to help talk to someone. Oh, they're talking about how this works for Japanese or French. Yep. So you got a lot of people are communicating through apps now. Translation apps, they're really, really good and almost real time, no delays. And now they're training AI models to talk to prairie dogs, dolphins, whales, naked mole rats, and many other creatures.
That's so cool. That's awesome. I want to talk to a whale. Yeah. That's my last season.
Could you hear that, Darcy?
Nope.
I think everybody else could, though.
Um, oh, is this when we have the you need
Yeah.
to tell me
Well,
when they're when you're doing so
I didn't know if it would work, and it was just funny because it goes over your sound bar.
that's that
Craig, can you confirm you heard the prairie dog?
or wait.
And the way that you could, yeah, he did. The way that you could hear it is you could log in
Oh,
to
loud.
YouTube, and then you could hear it as feedback.
Yep.
But
I'm over here.
all right, so oh, that's what she's gonna get.
That's what I get. Crickets.
I wish there was a way to send it back to you. Well, hmm.
That's okay.
But
That's
we
something
did
we
at
need to
least get
work
it
on.
for
We're
everybody.
both. Yep.
That is a step up. So here's what sperm whales sound like. All right, that was very clicky. Oh, it's super loud. Oh, maybe it. It needs to be loud. How else are you going to hear these things?
Yeah, we're talking to the whales.
Those weren't whales. Oh, those weren't as bad. All right, so then let's see. What else do we have here? We have some dolphins. Here's some dolphin sounds. Oops. Try and turn it down. All right, here's another dolphin. Well, they sound pretty much the same to me. So whales, where do they talk the most? They talk down, deep, deep, deep down. So you can see that we have lots of sensors flying around for these whales and recording their communications.
They're like, we're trying to have a private conversation.
That would be funny. So what do you think? Here's the first. And here's the second one. I do hear a difference. So Luna and Trimmy were talking to each other.
Aw, friends.
Now, let's hear from this guy.
Whoa. What? Look at that cutie.
It sounded like the police.
I had to listen to it on my side.
Oh,
And
did
that
you
was
listen to it?
stinking cute. Yep. Yeah, because I've
That's good.
never heard what a naked mole rat sounded like before.
Did you
And
want to
it was
hear Luna and Trimmy again? Did you get to hear them?
no. I was listening to it on I wasn't listening to it in YouTube
Oh. Oh.
because of the delay.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I know. I cheated. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Well,
Oh, look at that cutie.
I'll forgive you if you play with the rat.
I would love to play with a rat. Not a wild one. Because I don't know. That just doesn't feel right. But I would play with a pet rat.
Well, despite their reputation, rats aren't always busy roaming the streets and rummaging through trash cans. Did you know that?
I didn't.
It
Tell
turns
me
out
more.
that rats like to have fun.
Aw.
They enjoy playing chase. They even love a good tickle.
Look at their little feet.
And scientists have now identified a region in the brain that is crucial to this playfulness. Really. So they can increase playfulness. Neurons in one part of the brain are active in rats during different kinds of play. Okay. For study, the team had to get rats used to being played with and tickled. They did this with a game of Chase the Hand.
Hmm.
When rats play, they squeal with glee. So researchers recorded the rat giggles as a way to track when the rats were having fun. However, their squeal at frequencies of 50,000 hertz. That's well above what humans can hear. Oh.
Oh. So you can't hear them playing?
Yeah, you
They're
can't
like,
hear them
for our
playing.
ears only.
That is kind of funny. So researchers recorded activity in the rat's individual brain cells where it played chase the hand or was being tickled. Columns of cells extending down the two sides of the play brain area, PAG, proved active during this play. These cells really go crazy. Importantly, the same cells turn on during both chasing and tickling. Placing rats on elevated, brightly lit platforms made them anxious.
Oh,
Now they were less apt to play and squeal. Researchers then altered the brain cells genetically so they could be turned on with a beam of light. What? Blocking activity in these altered PAG cells caused the rats to play much less. They also appeared less ticklish based on their failure to giggle. Oh, they took away their
no.
joy.
This turned into a really sad article.
Yeah, this is not nice. As
Like,
part of
we
the
were
same.
giggling and playing. And then we took away their joy. They never laughed again. Hmm,
Wah,
sad.
wah, wah.
I don't like it.
Poor rats. Oh, man. Just kill me now. Just kill me. I'm done. I don't want to live.
I know.
Scientists had previously shown play responsive neurons in a part of the brain that perceives the sense of touch, yet animals without this part of the brain still play.
Hmm.
We think it's a control structure for playfulness. Understand the brain's play circuitry may provide some clues to depression. So enhance depressed people's play area. The people that really, really need help are the ones that can't play.
Yikes.
Sorry. You just need to go out and play. That's why you're depressed. Go play some
Yeah.
tag. Go play some
Okay.
chase. They're
Yeah.
going to start
Oh.
prescribing play sessions.
Yeah, after this article, I need to go play. And
Next, the team in Berlin plans to look at how other animals. Oh no. They want to see how this region may differ across species. It might explain why some animals are more playful than others.
hmm. Maybe.
And then, after they looked at this, they looked at the same region in our brains. And guess what? It's very large. That's not a
Oh.
coincidence.
Huh.
No animal plays as many games as we do. That's kind of true.
Yeah, yeah. Who has time like we do?
Yeah, the rest of them got to survive, right?
Yeah. Yep. We got a lot of free time. I mean, not everybody, but in general.
You
In
are
general,
correct.
overall. Hmm.
All right, that's it.
That was it. That was fun. We got to learn a lot.
Thank you,
I
everyone,
learned a lot. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
for joining us.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again next week.
Really? We get to do it again next week?
I hope so.
Wow, that's a lot of consecutive times we've done it.
Yep.
Are we back on
Yep.
a schedule? On a rhythm?
Maybe. Maybe.
All
Yeah,
right.
we have been pretty good, huh? Like a month straight.
Think so. Maybe it's the new overlay that's got us going.
Yep. Yeah, we're like, let's do it. It looks so good.
It's easier.
There's that too.
All right. Everybody have a good weekend.
Yep. Have a good weekend. Bye.